trimming. I'm just tidying up this little bit here, and then I'm going to go into another field. And I thought I'd stop and have a little chat about a few things. I like to get a few things off my chest, don't we all? I'm just sort of thinking there's a lot going on at the moment in farming with potential protests and stuff. And I thought I'd chuck my 2 pences worth in there, because I'm a bit concerned about where it's all going actually. Right, let's get in this field and then we'll see. Right, I'll just get to the end of this bit of hedge, and then I'll have a little stop and a chat. Look at it. It's a gorgeous day actually. You know, we've had some flipping weather this year, haven't we? Mostly rain. But actually, do you know what? This is the start of Feb. I'm just cracking on now. I've got a month to get this done. Only a month to do all the hedge trimming on the farm, which is kind of like a little bit tight time-wise. I have spent the last couple of weeks doing all the kind of bits by the road, so that I didn't have to drive on the fields. So I normally do it the other way around. I normally do the roadside last, because there's always a kind of bit that I think, do you know what, if I don't trim that this year, I'll do it next year, because I do it every year on the roadside rather than every 2 years like the rest of the farm. So if I really got run out of time, it wouldn't matter if I left it a year. But this year I had to do that, because I have to do that first, because otherwise I think I would have made a right mess of the fields. So here we are, look. Coming to the end of the run here. I need to sharpen these blades as well. We'll have a look at one of those in a minute. But, I've just changed the blade actually. You call them blades? Flail. Flail. It's not a blade, is it? Let me just shut this down. It's not a blade. Blade's on a knife, isn't it? Not an instrument. Right, I'm going to get out in a minute. I'll just show you. I just changed one flail because the bolt was a bit wonky, and then I found a receipt in the bag for the flail date 2014, so that must have been when I changed all the flails, I think. God, time goes by, doesn't it? I can't believe it was 10 years ago. And I've sharpened them since. I do need to sharpen them again. So everyone's badgering me about maintenance on this tractor, and I understand that, because I do get behind on the maintenance. My fan stopped working today. Look, here's my fan switch. That's completely gone kaput. Now I don't know what that's called. I'm gonna have to ring up a dealer and order that. That thing there, well, it was only working on one setting before, then it started going round and round, and now it's not working at all. So that came out of there. There's the switch, look. There's that just clicks on there. And then, but that, I mean, that's 20 years old, it's had it. So I need to get a new one of those. And what's one of those called? I'm gonna have to ring up and ask for one of those. I might have to send them a picture and say, I want one of these for there. Okay, so that's that. Let's have a look in here. So there's a couple of issues here. I changed it. Look at this. I changed that today because the bolt was all a bit slack there. And look, that's a lovely new flail head. I thought while I'm doing it, I'll put a new flail on. And look at the difference. So you can see how worn that is compared with that sort of sharp edge, sharp to the bottom, and that's worn, isn't it? So I need to, I definitely need to get the angle grinder on these and sharpen them. Now I don't know whether, look at that's really blunt, isn't it? No wonder I'm not leaving a very tidy edge. Whether I'll have time to do that, I might do that this afternoon. Don't know. I hadn't realised how worn they were until I looked at the new one, and I thought, oh god, that is really worn. So they definitely need sharpening up. Right, but anyway, that wasn't the reason I stopped. I thought I'd show you that. Oh yeah, the other thing as well is, I'm not sure, someone was telling me about greasing the head, but I looked on here There's no grease nipple on this end. I can see, look. Nothing there. Now up here, I'm not sure. Where is it? Oh, I can't find it now. Sure there was something I spotted that, there. Is that where there's a grease nipple missing? I can't tell. I tried putting one in there earlier and it wouldn't fit. You see that little hole? I'm not sure whether there should be a grease nipple there. I mean, I don't know. Someone can tell me. Someone, if you know about these things, tell me if I should have a grease nipple there. Right. So, there's a slurry tanker going by. Big one from Grace. Talk about slurry tankers. Let's talk about the protests. Right. So, this is why I sort of have a little chat about this, really. Everyone who's watched Farming Press will probably realise there's been some big protests in Germany and I think France as well. Paris was blockaded by the farmers. They're all kicking off. But they've got more issues out there than we have, I think, with all the regs and the lack of support from the government and stuff. And I've just noticed that there's some people started up. It's a sort of campaign just starting about protests in the UK. Now the thing is, I'm a bit wary of this, to be honest. I think a couple of reasons. I don't think we're quite in the same boat as Europe. I think that their funding is very different than ours, and there's definitely financial pressures on the farm, and things need to change. But I'm a bit concerned about the whole protest movement. I've not being funny, I'm an old boy, I've seen a few of these. I have actually been on protests myself. Farmers for Action, when they blockaded Tesco's when we were trying to get the milk price up. Countryside March back a long time ago when it was on about the ban of fox hunting. That's obviously a bit controversial, but I did stand outside a Tesco's distribution centre probably 10 years ago. There's videos somewhere of me doing it on YouTube, and that was a definite cause. Now what I'm seeing now is a load of people saying let's have a protest. Is what worries me, is there a definite focus to this protest? Is it just we're going to turn up some tractors in a car park at Tesco's or blockade a motorway or something? Have you got a reason to be there? Have you got definite aims? Because I'm not sure. Some of the stuff, I've seen a few bits on TikTok saying, yeah, farmers protest, yeah, we're going to build there. Okay, so some of these people just want to get out in a tractor and blockade a road. They think it's going to be a laugh. If you don't have that focus and someone there, a figurehead who's properly negotiating, I think my problem is you're going to upset the public, you're going to upset the people you deal with, and you're not going to achieve anything. I saw, I won't name him because I don't need any more hype. There's someone on who set up quite a big campaign thing, and the first thing he did was F this, F that, F this. To me, if you spend all your time swearing and stuff, you lost an argument. You know? That's not how I negotiate with anyone. But so don't get me wrong, I think there is a place for farmer protests, but I think if anything's going to happen, we need to be really careful on this. It can't be just a willy-nilly random people turning up somewhere and blockading stuff, because what is your aim? So someone needs to be, you know, rather than just going, yeah, let's go protesting, you need to definitely have some proper people involved with this. I think the threat of protest could make a big difference to government policy, potentially if they see what's going on in Europe. They are going to think, well, hang on, we don't want this here. And that's probably a time, now's probably a time for the NFU and other people, Farmers for Action maybe, other people to get around a table and discuss stuff. I don't think all the green policies that are coming in to replace the single farm payment are very good. There needs to be support for the smaller farmers. No doubt about it. A lot of the government grants out there, they're aimed at the bigger guys with minimum spends that someone like me can't afford. You know, even with a grant, it's kind of silly, really. So we'll see where we go in this in the next few weeks, because it could just fizzle out to nothing, or it could turn into some sort of cause. But at the moment, I saw Ollie Blogs made a comment on it, and he's very good actually. I like the way Ollie Blogs speaks about stuff. He's very clever. He thinks about stuff. And he said, I don't think this is time for protest, and I think you're right. And I noticed myself and a few others, people like Tom Pemberton, that are all being tagged in this. They said the old guys. Cheers. I forgot I was an old guy. I am if you're 20, aren't I? I forgot that. They want our support. Well, for those young guys out there, it's not just about support, it's about having a proper initiative, not just a let's turn up somewhere. Now, I might have that wrong, and some of you might be shouting at this screen saying you're talking stupid stuff, but that's my take on it. Right, anyway, I've got hedge trimming to do. Farming never stops. Always difficult to find the time to protest when you're running a dairy farm anyway. It's like if you've got an arable, you've probably got a few hours spare. And you've also got some big machinery. Right, let's crack on. Let's go and get that part sorted as well. I've got to get the beacon fixed on there. That's me and Harry's job. We're going to be beacon fixing at some point. But for now, let's get on with this. Just as you saw there, I've just sided that down. Siding down is the hardest bit really because of the barbed wire, and I've got a video coming out where you'll see that. I've edited it, I haven't uploaded it yet. There's a video of me cutting the flipping wire out of the flipping what do you call it, head. You just can't help it sometimes to catch a bit of wire. It's a bit difficult one. If you've got wire running down the side of the hedge, basically you're trying to trim up to it, and every now and then you don't judge it quite right, and you end up with you hear this last nasty twang, and suddenly it's like, sorry, I'm just concentrating on getting this back at the top. You concentrate on the side of the wire, and then suddenly you maybe misjudge it slightly, and the fraction of a mil too close to the wire, bing, and it's flipping, and then it wraps around. If you're really lucky, it wraps around, you can just pull it off really quick. If you're unlucky, it's what I had to do the other day. I had to cut it off with an angle grinder in the end. It got two wraps in. Two wraps in. You can get wrapped up in everything, can't you? Right. So let's just do this then. Now, I'm not going to get too close. I'm doing them a favour really, because the arm over there can't quite reach to do the whole hedge, and they'll have to trim it by hand at some point, I think. I'm just basically going up the side of it, try and do a bit of tidying up for them, but I can't reach any closer than that. They'll have to trim off the other side by hand. I think they can manage that. These hedges get wider and wider, and then eventually you can't reach. I certainly can't reach by the shed there. That's there, but right. this is the farm next door to us. This is Pendix, just over there. And when my dad was a lad, that was the actual working farm. And Miss King, it's quite an interesting story. Miss King used to own it. And well, it's interesting to me. Miss King owned it in excuse me, in about 1970. She died and the place was sold off. And like a lot of farms, it was sold as a split up. The house was sold off. It was called Pendix until probably about 10 years ago. And someone changed it to Pendrix and put an R in it because I think they didn't like the word dick. So I'm always going to call it Pendix because I don't believe in these change of names. It was always called Pendix. I don't know why. What was the point in changing her name? But Miss King died. It was sold off, and my dad bought a field. Now we got one lonely, isolated field that is away from this house that we bought. And I guess and then we bought that in the 1970s, and then back in about 1990 we bought these fields next to the farm up there, which was owned by a guy called I've forgotten his first name, Guy Williams. And I guess in the 1970s he bought these fields, which are part of Pendix, and then we joined them up to our farm. But the one that we bought, Miss King's, is miles away, and it used to have access through a track with a hedge down through it. And then once my dad bought the field, he then took the track hedge out because there was no need for access from this farm to it. I think the track was just purely so they could access through our land to get to their field. So we still call it Miss King's. It's got a pylon in it, or half a pylon. We call it Miss King's because of her. It should be called Mr. Cornock's now, shouldn't it? Right, let's get back. I've got to do the top of that hedge up there. Back in the corner. Oh, that's a bit jolty. Revenge of the spicy chicken I had last night. I need the loo. I need the loo for a So unfortunately there's no toilets out on this field. I haven't bought a portaloo with me, and I'm not squatting behind a hedge, so I'm heading back to the farm quickly because I think I'm gonna have to be quick. Oh my life. Right. Oh my life. It's not good having a sudden need for the loo. Right, you don't need to know any more details. We'll be back after the Plopporama. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. Whoa, that was a close one. Let's just say, is the fiery afterburn of spicy chicken worth it? Oh, I don't know. Pleasure and pain together, isn't it? Let's not go any further into detail on that other than say, oh, toilet roll in the fridge. Right, let's move on. Okay, so I'm back again on the hedge trimming, as I will be now for the next probably 3 weeks. You might see quite a few hedge trimming videos, but they'll all have a different content. I won't just dump it in the camera. we're walking around, well, I'm not walking around, I'm driving around, aren't I? I'm driving around back down to where I left off before I was a little bit interrupted. As you know, I've sort of finished phase 1 of my 40 trees for 40 years project this week. So the deliveries went out in Ireland. So I basically, let me recap. So I decided to give out 40 trees to celebrate 40 years of farming. And the project started at the beginning of January when I sent, I think it was 12 or 13. Tom Pemberton came in later, I think he was number 13. So 13 YouTubers got trees from me. Some of them posted stuff, some of them haven't. I'm not really worried, whichever, whatever. I think Ollie Blogs did a whole video on planting a tree. They went out all around Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, Gareth Wyn Jones, people like that. You know, Crawford's Farm, Cammy the Sheep Game, all different people got those trees. The Irish ones came later actually because they couldn't do them till the end of January, but the majority of the YouTubers got theirs beginning of Jan. Then I put out a kind of thing saying anyone who wants a tree can apply. That was, closing date was the 20th of January. I'd already distributed a few round Gloucestershire, and my friend Paul is in Devon. And then the final ones got selected from the ones that applied at the 20th of January. And then I've arranged then the courier to distribute them in Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, England. They went out on Wednesday, the last ones. The Irish ones went out Monday, the English ones and the Scottish and Wales went out Wednesday. Now they're all at people's places. I'm just getting a few photos back of people with either boxes of trees or starting to plant them. So it's a hell of a project really. Took quite a bit of organising, quite a bit of my own cash went into it, which I don't begrudge because I wanted to do something. I might not be here for my 50th, might I? So it's kind of like, let's do 40. We're about 50 when it comes, but don't you worry, there will be some sort of funky farmer giveaway coming for 50. When I hit 50, that's another 10 years. That's not 50 years of age, that's 50 years of farming. Okay, and in between, I am going to be doing a visit. I'm going to visit these trees, not for a few years, because reality is they're quite small. I'm going to wait till they've got a little bit more substantial. Unless I'm on holiday or near that area, then I might duck in. I've got the Isle of Mold to go to, that's cool. Norfolk, that's quite a long way away. All of Ireland, crikey, Northern Ireland, that's a hell of a trip. It'll be a road trip, I can't wait for that. I just hope I can find the time. It might have to be done in stages over several years. But that, you know, and I hope some other people, some other YouTubers might think of doing something themselves when they hit a milestone. Because there's quite a few other young YouTubers who are well behind me in age, who will at some point end up like me, this old fart on a camera. And wouldn't it be great if they did some stuff? Doesn't have to be trees, they could do anything, couldn't they? But you know, let's all try and do little projects like this. You know, not just YouTubers, yourself. Do little projects, help people, do something, get a bench donated while you're still alive rather than for a dead person. Put a bench, I did a bench, I am into projects. I did a project, Thornby Monday playing fields, lovely big play area. At the time my kids were young and a lot of my friends had young kids and going down there. So I arranged this all, a group of my Thursday night lads, we raised a load of money to pay for a bench. And there's a bench down there, it's been there since 2010 I think. A bright red bench near the swings, which I paid for, or I organised to be paid for with myself and my friends. We raised money, we had a golf day and stuff like that. We chucked money in a kitty every time we did something and bought a bench, and that's there. And isn't it better to put it there for the living rather than maybe wait until someone dies? If you're getting on a bit and you think I'd like a bench when I die, do it while you're alive. You know, if someone's died, I don't begrudge it. Ian Pullin put one up for his mum. You know, she'd obviously died and it was too late for her to be around to do it. But why not do stuff when you're alive rather than dead? You know, if you can. Right, let's crack on with this.